First, a sewing needle. The kit I bought had some dull ones in there for some other purpose, so just make sure to grab a sharp one. Next, thread. Because I knew I wanted to do several buttons, I bought specific button sewing thread that was labeled as such, but I'm sure you probably don't need to absolutely do that. Any thread should work. Then, fabric and your button. I'll be demonstrating with a 4-hole button because the 2-hole technique is very similar, just simpler. Put a length of thread through the eye of the needle and tie off the loop. Place your button where you would like, and from the back side of the fabric to the front, poke your needle through the fabric and one of the button holes. Pull the thread all the way through so the knot is the only part on the back of the fabric. An easy way to make sure no additional loops or anything is caught behind it is to tug on each side of the thread individually like so. Cut the tails off of that knot. From here, you will dive the needle through a diagonally opposite hole in the button and pull all the way through. Take your needle in a circle by going in and out of those same 2 holes 3 to 5 times, pulling the thread fully during each repetition to avoid knotting. The positioning of the button and the cleanliness of the back stitch depends on these first few stitches, so be careful to hold your button securely in place with your other hand and try to poke through at the same angle and approximately the same location. After 3 to 5 repetitions while your needle and thread are on the back side of the fabric, change directions and repeat the same 3 to 5 stitches from before on the other 2 holes in the same diagonal pattern. Now there should be a solid X shape on the back. We can move on to something called the shank. This gives the button some extra stability while allowing it the flexibility to maneuver through a buttonhole and not be flush with the fabric. To do this, from the back side of the fabric, poke through the fabric and only the fabric so that the needle is between the button and the fabric and pull through. Wrap the thread around itself in a circle and tug it tight when it makes it back to the starting position. Repeat this another 4 or 5 times before diving back through the fabric to the back side. The shank stitches never go through the button itself. Finally, all that's left is to tie it off. Take a small stitch by poking into just the fabric and back out very close to the start. Pull the needle through to leave a loop of fabric behind. Put the needle and thread back through its own loop to create a knot. Cut the remaining thread off of your needle and, for good measure, tie those 2 strings to themselves and cut off the excess. Congratulations! You have now sewn a button and it probably sucks. This is mine after practicing over 50 times in a row and it's still a little sloppy, but all of them are secure in the project itself, so it's fine.